An army of nearly 200,000 soldiers surrounded Jerusalem. The king of Assyria believed the city would fall by morning. But during the night, something terrifying happened. By sunrise, 185,000 soldiers were dead. And the Bible says a single angel did it. Long ago, the ancient world trembled at the name of one empire, the Assyrians. Their armies were ruthless, their conquests relentless, and their kings believed no nation could stand against them. Cities fell before their soldiers like grass before a wildfire. Walls were torn down. Kings were humiliated. Entire populations were carried away into exile. At the height of this empire stood one powerful ruler, Sennacherib, king of Assyria. And now his eyes were fixed on one small kingdom, Judah. In the hill country of Judah stood the ancient city of Jerusalem. Its people were led by a king named Hezekiah. Unlike many kings before him, Hezekiah tried to lead his people back to faith in God. But faith alone did not stop armies. Soon terrifying news arrived. The Assyrian army had already conquered many cities in Judah. And now, the unstoppable war machine was marching toward Jerusalem. Dust filled the horizon as the massive Assyrian army approached the city. Thousands upon thousands of soldiers set up camp outside Jerusalem's walls. War banners waved in the wind. Armor glinted in the sun. The message was clear. Jerusalem was surrounded. And no city had ever survived an Assyrian siege for long. Fear spread among the people. Some whispered that surrender was the only hope. But the Assyrians were not finished sending their message. One of Sennacherib's commanders stood before the walls and shouted to the people of Jerusalem. His voice echoed across the city. He mocked their king. He mocked their defenses. But most of all, he mocked their God. He warned them not to trust that God would save them. After all, he said, the gods of other nations had failed to protect their people. Why should Jerusalem be any different? The people listened in silence. Their enemy believed victory was already certain. When King Hezekiah received the threatening message, he did something unexpected. He did not gather his generals. He did not plan a counterattack. Instead, he went to the temple. There, in the quiet presence of God, he spread the message before the altar. And he prayed. Hezekiah asked God to see the threats, to hear the mockery, and to defend his own name. Outside the city walls stood a massive army. Inside the temple knelt a single king. Soon a message arrived from the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah told the king not to fear. God had heard the prayers of Jerusalem, and the Assyrian king would not conquer the city. He would not even enter it. No arrow would be shot into Jerusalem. The promise sounded impossible, but the night was coming. As darkness covered the land, the Assyrian army slept outside the walls. Tents stretched across the fields like a sea of shadows. Soldiers rested beside their weapons, confident that victory would come with the morning. Inside Jerusalem, the people waited anxiously. No battle had begun. No armies were marching. The night seemed strangely quiet, but something unseen was moving through the camp. According to the record in the second book of Kings, something extraordinary happened that night. The angel of the Lord passed through the Assyrian camp. No trumpet sounded. No sword was raised. But the power of heaven moved silently among the soldiers. And when the night ended, the battlefield would never be the same. As the first light of dawn spread across the land, something strange happened. The Assyrian camp was silent. No marching orders. No movement. No shouting. Then the terrible truth became clear. The soldiers were dead. 185,000 of them. An entire army destroyed in a single night. And the city of Jerusalem had not fired a single arrow. The mighty king Sennacherib could not explain what had happened. His unstoppable army had been defeated without a battle. And so the Assyrian king did what no one expected. He withdrew. The army that came to conquer Jerusalem turned back and returned home. The city had been saved. The story became one of the most powerful moments recorded in the Bible. A reminder that strength does not always come from armies or weapons. Sometimes the greatest victories come in the quiet hours of the night. when faith refuses to give up, and the God who hears prayer still moves in ways no human power can predict.